Hey guys, and welcome back to Boxmining. Today I have the project Ethbox here, and they're solving a very simple problem in crypto, but it's a problem that you guys have probably all encountered before, which is when you send a transaction in crypto, there's always this fear of sending it to the wrong address. I think this has happened to numerous people. Almost like for me, that was the most, I was so terrified of that when I first started crypto. Sometimes it's a copy paste problem. Sometimes it's just a slight miscommunication issue. But they're building a project that directly solves this and relieves a lot of the anxiety in the space. So we're talking to the folks at Ethbox. We have two Lukases, so Lukas Schiefer and Lukas Prashner, and we also have Paul Simode, and they're all joining us to talk a little bit about Ethbox making transactions a little bit simpler. So I guess start off, but let's just get an introduction how this all came about, what's kind of the problems that you're solving and directly tackling here, and let's just start off with that.
Okay, my name is Lukas Schiefer. Very excited to be here on this channel. Thank you. Yeah, my crypto journey started that way. One of my first transactions, it's a little bit stupid or funny story. One of my first transactions was a lost transaction. I was very hyped at this time and wanted to deposit some money and called Paul to send me the money to my Ether address. I copy paste my address and Paul sent me the Ether. And I started to wait and wait and wait. And I actually could have waited much longer because, yeah, I copied the wrong address.
Oh, wow. Yep.
Yeah, so that was one of my first transactions. So beside all of the positive effects from blockchain and why we love the blockchain thing with Be Your Own Bank, I already knew all the risks blockchain is bringing to us. But at that time, I haven't any clue about smart contract or other platforms, and I accepted it. But in the following years, we heard from different people losing transactions because of copy-paste mistakes. And together, Luke, Paul, and me, we sat together and talked a little bit about it, had different conversations, and to find a solution to this problem, to this worldwide problem. And yeah, after some meetings, we got our solution, and Paul started to dig into blockchain and develop our code. And Luke and me, we were in blockchain several years, and our part was to make a great token model besides our product.
So you guys described the problem about, how sending transactions and making sure that's the right address. So, I mean, ultimately you want to have a solution where even if you send it to the right address or the wrong address, there's a problem of reversal. So how do you solve this problem? What's your solution?
Yeah, so we came up with this really simple thing, actually. It's pretty damn straightforward. It's the whole essence of Ethbox. Normally, when you send funds on the Ether blockchain, it goes from A to B directly, from my address to your address, for example. But if something goes wrong, that's exactly the part where, where things go wrong, where the funds just go poof, and that's that. Now I figured, once I got into smart contract developing and I saw the possibilities you had there, I realized it's super simple. Just deposit the funds inside the smart contract and then just grab them out of there, like just deposit and then withdraw. So instead of directly sending funds from A to B, people are just relaying them through our Ethbox smart contract, which in turn enables the user to get the funds back if they haven't retrieved by the recipient yet, haven't been retrieved yet, So basically saying, I'm A and this is B, but not the B I'm supposed to send something to. And instead of sending the funds directly, making them go poof, I put them in the Ethbox contract. And now I would be waiting for B to come and pick up those funds, and no one's coming and whatever, was no one picking up the funds. But hey, no problem. It's my funds being deposited inside the Ethbox smart contract, so I can just take them back anytime I want.
The biggest issue, of course, is that if you send the transaction to the wrong address, is that no one has the key to that address, right? So no one has access to it. You're sending it to God knows where. You don't know because it's the wrong address. It's gone forever, right? So the solution here is quite simple, and I think it's it's pretty self-explanatory. Where you just put it into a smart contract where you know the address, and if someone comes and picks it up, that's great. They can complete a transaction. They just come there, pick it up. Or if no one comes to pick it up, you sent it to the wrong person, you approve the wrong person, well, you can just take it back, or you can harvest it back. So you give a way to do this.
A little small thing about that, because even if you imagine you send it to a wrong address where there's no one behind. Okay, no problem. Imagine there is someone behind that address, maybe a malicious party, someone who wants to take away your cash from you. The way we just explained it would kind of make it sound like that would work, but that doesn't work. Because on top of authenticating with the address, so basically I send you funds and then you have to go there with your MetaMask address. So Ethbox actually knows it's you and not someone else. You also have to have a passphrase. So whenever you deposit funds inside the Ethbox smart contract, you choose a passphrase, anything basically. And you give that to the other guy, to your B party, and only with that passphrase and the correct address, you can come and pick up the funds.
So on top of this too, I think kind of something amazing that because we had a little bit of a conversation beforehand about this, and that was like you can add some variations to this too. So one of the variations is having a password, but we've been also saying, you know, this can be extended into more than just safe transactions, but into more financial services as well, right? So something like we're talking about OTC transfers and some other kind of more core financial services, they can go through this type of system too, right?
Yeah, exactly. So good thing that you mentioned the OTC trading, because this is something we have up and running already. People, you can go check it out on our testnet beta. It's live at ethbox.org right now as we speak. Basically, this just adds another small step to the whole thing, because normally just, you know, like you put in some funds, Ether or ERC20 tokens, and then the other guy takes out the funds and that's that. But we just added another layer to that, which is requesting tokens. Basically, you can either don't put any funds in there, but request something, or you can put in some funds, but also say whenever the guy comes pick it up, you want something in exchange. And that makes for super simple OTC trading. So you can basically just specify, hey, I'm giving you like what, 10 Ether or something, but I want 1,000 of this and that token from you. And if you don't give that, Ethbox is not going to fulfill the whole thing. So the Ethbox smart contract watches over that and only fulfills the trade when both, you know, like the requirements of both parties are met. So there's no way to be scammed or to be like fall victim to fraud or whatever. That's the thing of the past.
Before the interview, you guys said that you had a demo of everything working because it's all already built out. So Paul, do you want to show us a quick demo of what's happening and how this works?
So I'm just going to share my screen right there. Hold on a second. All right, there we go. So people, you can just head over to ethbox.org, click the testnet beta, and you're good to go.
So let's just say I want to send Lukas, or let's say it's Lukas, one of the Lukases here. Let's say I want to send him 10 ETH. How would I go about doing this?
So basically, I'm just clicking send here, and it asks you for the recipient address, the passphrase, and the send value. Super simple, straightforward as that. So I'm pasting pretend Lukas's address using the passphrase.
Okay.
You can choose whatever you want, basically. It can be whatever. And I'm just sending 10 Ether. That's it. Let's give that a try. It is straightforward. MetaMask pops up, asks for transaction confirmation, 10 Ether plus a small gas fee. That's it, and confirming that.
Now I can see on your screen that it's now 36 ETH in your wallet, which means 10 ETH is gone. So it started off with 46, now it's 36. So 10 ETH is gone, it's already locked up. So what's going to happen on Lukas's end when he wants to receive this?
Yeah, I'm going to show you how it looks like on the other side. As you can see, as you said, the whole thing finished up, everything cleared up. You will have 36 ETH instead of 46. There's going to be a loading screen, so people don't get confused if this thing doesn't change immediately. Give it like 30 seconds or something. Now I'm going to go ahead over to the other address and see what awaits us there. Changed. As you can see, we're connected to the other address now. And I'm just going to hit receive here, and you see we have an incoming transaction. These are the ones I already did before, and this is a new one. It says your from address, which is the other address I sent the 10 ETH from. So it's 10 ETH. Exactly. You have to get one more confirmation. This time you don't have to send anything. It's 0 Ether, just a small gas fee. And that's that. Confirm. Now the same thing again. Wait for like 30 seconds or something, and the 10 ETH will pop up on your account.
Got it. Okay. So this looks pretty easy to use. Pretty self-explanatory. You're sending through the smart contract. There's fail safes now because it's not, now you're using smart money and not dumb money. All right. So okay, we just passed that thing. The ETH arrived, and that's great. Cool. Works, right? But obviously people aren't doing this now for every single transaction. And I think when I first heard about this, I was just like, oh, okay, that's cool. But there is one complication, right? So which is it's more expensive to send this way. So right now, because you're using smart money costs a little bit more. So it's two steps. One is the sending process, and the other one's the receiving process. So even when you receive, you're gonna start having to pay gas fees. So I guess what are the advantages and disadvantages of this? Can this problem be overcome? Can we make it simpler? How can this go on?
Yeah, like this is totally something we have on our radar. Like the way you said, even when you receive funds, you have to have at least a small amount of ether on your wallet, because you have to pay the gas fees, which, as you all know, at the moment are, yeah, well, let's not go there. So we've been looking towards Polkadot and Binance Smart Chain, especially the latter, because that one's already released, and it's really super simple to port Ethereum smart contracts onto the Binance Smart Chain. So this is something to be looking out for. We have that on our radar, and I think we'll be getting there pretty soon. And apart from that, obviously there's always room for gas fee optimizations. Like when the whole thing is ready for mainnet, there will be like fine tuning, making everything be just in place, so it costs the smallest amount of gas possible. And also on top of that, there's this nice thing of what's it called, gasless transactions. Maybe you've heard of it. It's basically when someone else pays your gas for you. So when someone deposits funds into Ethbox and someone else comes to pick them up, the one to pick the funds up has to have at least some ether. And with this gasless transaction thing, you can like pay the fee in advance for the other one. So someone with 0 ether can come and pick up your funds. So this is something we're also looking forward to.
Okay, well, what's the roadmap like for everything going on here?
Yeah, we got a lot of great updates coming up. At first, the whitelist for our IDO will start on 18th of March and will open till 23rd of March. Our IDO will be on DAX Starter, thanks to our partner, DAX DAO. And the IDO will take place on 25th of March. And after that, the listing on Uniswap. Then we got some great development updates, like Paul already mentioned, the Binance Smart Chain, and we develop a lot of other stuffs. We got a lot of stuff to involve our community and to give them a chance to grab some Ethbox. And yeah, our mainnet will come up in Q2, rather sooner than later. And we have some, the staking program will be activated right after the IDO for the near distant future.
It's gonna be busy. It's gonna be busy.
Yeah.
Okay, so a key point to here is that you need to whitelist to be on this. So guys, if you guys are interested in something like this, make sure you guys get on the whitelist early. So that's required to go for the DAX Starter launch. I think Lukas wanted to fill us a little bit in on the kind of the future vision of this as well. So starting, like, this project started off with simplifying transactions, but what are the future visions and the kind of overall objectives for this project?
The vision for the project is to make crypto user friendly. So we will add features to make it mainstream ready. That's the dream of everyone. Me and Lukas, we started as a part of the crypto community. So we were blockchain fans from day one. So maybe not Lukas from day one, because he lost some money or some funds on day one. But the vision is to make it user friendly and to get it mainstream ready. So that's the simplicity on the site. You see it. It's really easy to explain it to a non-coiner. The second point is privacy. It's important for everyone. So we had it now. Paul sent me 10 ETH on Ethereum blockchain. Everything is transparent. Everyone can track this transaction. Everyone knows I received 10 Ether.
I mean, one thing to say is there is no such thing as 100% privacy on the blockchain. This is per definition something that is impossible, but you can try getting there and you can get pretty close actually. We have an upcoming privacy feature for Ethbox, which will be an optional thing. You can enable it or not, which basically obfuscates the recipient and the sender address. Because when you send a transaction through Ethbox, it has to save, the addresses of sender and recipient, so it knows which one is the right one. And it does so in clear text. So basically, everyone going through Etherscan and everything through Blockchain Explorer, you can read those values if you know where they are and what they look like. And with the privacy feature enabled, the whole thing gets hashed. So that means nobody knows nothing. except for the smart contract. When you come with the right address, it know, hey, it's you, that's the right one. But other than that, it doesn't know anything. And we can also expand like the whole thing in such a way that, you know, like the whole thing gets mixed up. I don't want to call it a mixer, but it kind of doesn't like mix up things. So that, for example, I'm sending 10 Ether to someone, and instead of just sending 10 Ether to a smart contract and the guy gets 10 Ether, you can send like 10 times 1 Ether to the smart contract and the guy gets 10 times 1 Ether. And if enough people do the whole thing, you know, like it has that crowd effect, or like 100,000 people a day or whatever do that. Who is sending money to who? It's like 1 Ether going in, 1 Ether going out, again and again and again. Who's transacting with who? You don't know.
That's also important if you combine these two features. So if you're a business and you start a payroll, pay your employees via Ethbox, and they can, on payday, they can receive it. They can receive their money they work for. That's one thing. Like the banks, you don't know who sent me money over traditional banking, but I think that same kind of thing on the blockchain. And if someone wants to pay his employees on Ethereum and other chains, I think that's one combined effect. So that the payroll via Ethbox and the added privacy, I think that's a good use case for the payrolls itself, so for paying employees, not customers.
For people who are interested more to find out more about Ethbox, what's the best way to find out more about Ethbox?
Yeah, so obviously, like you've seen the testnet beta, go to ethbox.org, have a look at our testnet beta, play around with that, all you can, all you want, check out all the beautiful features we already have going. Have a look at the white paper. It's also right there, like when you go to ethbox.org, you have the testnet beta and then it's the white paper. There's all the information there. We have disclosed as of now everything you need to know. And obviously go to our Telegram channel. We have an announcement channel, we have a community channel where people can participate, you know, like get involved in the community. We have quizzes, all that type of stuff. And so there's like a lot of incentive for people to come there and like participate, mingle, and get to know the Ethbox community.
Awesome. So I'll be looking forward to check you guys out there. And guys, thank you guys so much for taking the time to talk a little bit of Ethbox. Good luck on the launch. And if you guys are interested, of course, make sure that whitelist is there. So hope you guys can see you there on the Telegram, and hope you guys can join on the whitelist as well. And good luck on the launch.
Thanks, Michael. See you around.
Bye-bye. Thank you for having us.
Cheers. Thank you.